Hello, this is Shanti. Hello, everyone is very punctual. Well done. So, who do we have? Good evening. Andrea, welcome back. I see I have someone called DNS Dai. How shall I call you? What's your name, Dai? Is that correct? Hi, Luisa. Hi, Matteo. Welcome. So today our lesson is about education, about school, basically. There are many different types of school. It depends on your age. If you are a baby, you go to one school. If you are older, for example, if you're 6. Hi, Denise. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I wasn't sure how to call you. So if you're 6 years old, you go to a different school. Of course, the system in Italy and in other countries is a little different. Yeah, every country has a different system, a different educational system. So today we're going to focus quite in general. We're not going to speak. Hi, Giacomo, welcome. We're not going to speak so much about we have 2 Giacomos. Okay, I have to say Giacomo Huang and Giacomo Carobi, otherwise we will be confused. So we're going to talk about school in general. We're not going to be very specific about American or English schools. Okay, so let's start. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the past simple. We're going to talk about past school experiences. So I don't know if you are still students today. You're definitely English students, but maybe you're still at school. When we talk about past experiences, we can talk about experiences when you were little, when you were children, so that we can use the past simple. And for the adults, we can talk about school when you were in middle school, high school, we'll see. Then we're going to use there was and there were, which is the past simple of the verb be. Let's continue. Let's start with some questions about school. Hi, Cosimo, welcome. So, first question. Did you like school when you were a child? From my experience speaking with friends and students, usually students like school when they are little, when they are children. But when they get older, when they go to middle school, high school, maybe they like school less. They don't enjoy school. Hi, Leo. Hi, Luisa. So do you guys, or did you enjoy school? Hi, Simone. So many students. Thank you for coming. So I know that now you're not at school. First question for the students. Are you happy to be at home or do you miss school? Do you think, oh, when I was at school, it was so nice. I would like to go back to school tomorrow. Yes or no? Are you happy to be at home? I'm asking the students. Maybe the adults are working from home. Simone, you miss school. Well, for example, my son is 8 years old and he says that he doesn't miss school. He's very happy at home. But maybe you miss your friends. You want to go back to school, Giacomo? You want to go to see your friends? Leo says, stay home forever. I think stay home is fine, but the problem is to stay in the house. Oh, Claudio, you miss your classmates. Yeah, I can imagine. The best part about school is the friends, I think. Then studying and homework, it's so. So, I don't know how old you are. Andrea, you don't miss elementary school? You don't miss it. Ah. I don't know. When you're little, maybe you don't enjoy it. But when you go to the next school, you think, in elementary school, life was better. Now it's so difficult. So the other students, did you enjoy school when you were little, when you were children? And what's the school before elementary school? When you're 3, 4, 5 years old, what school do you go to? What's the name of the school? What's the name of the school for the little children from 3 years old to 5 years old? How do you call it? Anyone? Any ideas? Good idea, Matteo. Nursery school. Oh, So baby school is not correct. Kindergarten. Oh yeah, here we have it correctly. Thank you, Giuliano. Kindergarten is the school for children from 3 to 5. But Matteo said something interesting. Matteo said nursery school. Nursery school is the school for even younger children. Children from 0 to 3. For babies or little children, yeah? They're called nursery schools. For example, I have a daughter. She is 18 months and she goes to nursery school, yeah? So first, nursery school, then kindergarten, and then the school when you're 6 years old. How do you call it? What's the name of the school when you are 6? You didn't go to school, Giacomo, when you were 3 years old. You were lucky. Were you with your grandparents or your parents at home? Some children stay home if possible, but usually, I think in Italy, children go to school at 3, 4, 5. Did you stay home alone at 3, Giacomo? I don't think so. You went to school. Yes, you went to Chinese school. Is it different, Chinese school, than kindergarten? You too could. In Chinese school for little children, they play games, they color, they go in the garden, no? Or they study Chinese letters. They read and write. I know that Chinese students are very advanced, but at 3, I don't think you read and write. Okay. So after kindergarten, you haven't told me the name of the school. Yeah, you study Chinese? When you're 3? I mean, you speak, but you don't write or read. Do you? It's more difficult in China. But this is why Chinese students are so intelligent, because they study very young. When they are babies, they learn how to read. Math? When you're little? We have to learn from you. This is why you're so good at math. When my son was at school and kindergarten, they did pictures, they drew pictures, they played in the garden. Very easy. Ah, Giacomo hates math. Maybe it's because of the Chinese school when you were a baby. You were traumatized. Traumatizzato. Okay. So after kindergarten, we have elementary school. Yeah. We can say elementary school or, like in Italian, or primary school. Yes, thank you, Simone. Primary school. Yeah. It's the same as elementary school. Hmm? Well, Giacomo, I hate maths too. I am terrible at maths. I still now I'm embarrassed because my math is very bad. Oops. Michele, hi, welcome. You don't like Italian school? No? Why not? What's the problem with Italian school? Welcome. We're talking about school, Michele, and education. Ah, you guys go to secondary school together? Uh-huh, friends. So, where were we? You guys are distracting me. So, after elementary school, when we are 10, 11, we go, Italian school is difficult. Yes, I think. I am very lucky because I didn't go to school in Italy, but I think Italian school is difficult. Leo, you are in quinta, but quinta elementare, quinta superiore. Which quinta are you in? Italian is easy. Not for me. So after elementary school, we go to, you haven't told me. You go to no, elementary. Nice. So Simone says junior high school. This is maybe more American, but usually we say middle school. Yeah, thank you, Giuliano. Middle school is the school in the middle. Yeah. We have middle school, which is after elementary school. And finally, the last school is high school. Thank you, Leo. High school is after middle school. But high school in America and in England is not 5 years. In Italy, you study for 5 years in high school. That is a lot. In America, we study for 4 years. Yeah. And then if you want to continue to study, you can go to university. Yay! In America, often they say college. Yeah, college. That's a lot of years to study. And after university, if you want to continue to study, you can do a master's. Yay! And after a master's, if you want to become a professor at university, if you want to study more, you can do a PhD. PhD. A PhD is when you study for, I think, 6 years after a master's. So imagine you will study until you are 30, 35. Yay! Yeah, it's possible. My brother is a PhD student. He is still studying today, and he is 35 years old. Imagine. He has studied non-stop from kindergarten to university to the PhD. He is crazy, I think. I am very happy to stop school. I was very happy to stop school. Yeah, he's a good student, but he studies in America. And in America, when you do a PhD, the government gives you money. It's a job. You get money to live. Otherwise, it's impossible. In Italy, no money, I think. In Italy, you study, 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 but no money. Okay. So I'm interested, when you were in kindergarten or in elementary school, in which country were you? Where was your elementary school or your kindergarten? Was it in China? Was it in Italy? In Italy, in which city? In Prato? In Milan? Where did you study? Ah, in China, you get money to study too? Good. I agree. My brother is crazy. But he likes to study, so why not? Simone, you studied in China, elementary school in China. Leo in Prato. Luisa in Prato. Okay, Giacomo, you were born in Italy. Okay. I see many students studied in Italy and many students studied in China. So you know the difference between the Chinese school and the Italian school. For elementary school, which school is better? Chinese school or Italian school? Hi, Hope. Do you think Chinese school is better for children from 6 to 10? Ah, in Pistoia, Cosimo. Okay. Or do you think that school is better for children in Italy? Hi, Oscar. What's happening in this chat, guys? So many people. Welcome. So no answers. No one told me if you think it's better to study in China or better to study in Italy. So fine, let's move on. Tell me what you liked about school and what you didn't like about school. But let's concentrate on what you didn't like about school. What was the problem with school when you were little? What didn't you like? For example, I didn't like homework. Homework, you understand? Homework is when your teacher, ah, it's more, Denise says it's more difficult in China than in Italy. Yes, it's true. And there's too much homework in China or in Italy, in China. For me, homework, I didn't like homework when I was little. Yes, thank you, Giacomo. Homework is compiti. Yes. The teacher that says, oh, at home, study page 25, do exercise 4. Ah, the homework is very difficult in China. a lot of homework, no? A big quantity of homework. I think in Italy, the homework maybe is less than in China for children. Maybe, Simone, you don't like tests. Oh, sorry. Oops. Yeah, I don't. Tests in China, are the tests oral? You have to speak, or do you have to write? Because in Italy, the tests often are oral. You have to speak. It's an oral test. In America or in England, usually you have to write for the test. In China, what do? You write. Oh, okay. Okay. Elena didn't like history when she was a child. Well, I love history. It's one of my favorite subjects because I love stories about the past. I like to know how people lived before. Oh, a lot of homework, I see, and only writing. That's difficult for children. It's not fun. But I think the Chinese language is very difficult, and you have to write many, many times to remember the characters. It's more difficult to write in Chinese than to write in Italian, I think. Music is nice, yes. It's a good subject. I was not good at music at school. I'm not a musician. Louisa, you hate science? Really? I was bad at science. All the scientific subject, math, science, physics, chemistry. Ooh, I was very bad. But we have some sporty people. Giacomo likes PE. Oh, I was bad at PE also. Physical education. I am not a sporty girl. I am very lazy. Pigra, lazy, very lazy. But boys, usually boys love PE. Usually. Let's continue the lesson. This is a good example. I don't know if you can see it. It says the two best times of the year are Christmas morning and the end of school. Do you agree? Imagine the last day of school. It's time to go on holiday, the summer holiday, where you can stay home for 2 months. Is this the best day of school? The best day of the year? I think it's quite a good day when school finishes, that last day of school. Let's continue. Here we have the different schools that we talked about. We have kindergarten, elementary school, middle school, high school, and university. We already spoke about those. So here in picture A, we have a middle school student. In picture B, we have students that are what? You see there, they have paper and it looks very easy. They're in kindergarten. In picture C, we have students with a uniform that go to high school. Picture D, they are young. They are studying. They are learning to read and write. They're in elementary school. And finally, university. Okay? Now, yeah, Oscar, you're crashing. What's wrong? Do you have a cat on your keyboard that is writing secret messages? What is happening here? Chaos. Okay, let's continue. I want to know, okay, this is a question for the future. Giacomo says that kindergarten is his favorite. Do you agree? Is kindergarten your favorite school or was your favorite school? I enjoyed university. It was okay. I think the students were more interesting in university. Thank you. Oops, sorry. This is a message for Michele. PE is physical education. Thank you, Elena. Oscar, you want to go to kindergarten when you're an adult? It's easy. You can be a teacher in kindergarten. No problem. Matteo, primary school is your favorite? Yeah. I think primary school was fun. Yeah. You learn a lot of important things in primary school. You learn the most important information for survival, to read, to write, and to do basic addition, subtraction, basic math. With these things, you can survive. Then middle school, high school, university is all extra. Hi, William. Welcome. We're talking about school today, William. Okay, here we have some subjects that you can study at school. So picture A. What is, I don't know if you can see on your screen. You were a little tornado, Matteo. Are you still a tornado today? That's the question. So picture A, thank you, Denise, is art. Yeah? Art, you can see it's a bit abstract, but it's art. Picture B, we have a calculator, a pencil. What is picture B? Thank you, Louisa. Yeah, A is art. B is math. Very good. Very good. C, what is picture C? We have some Roman, yes, thank you, Giacomo. We have some Roman soldiers. Yes, history. Very good. Roman history. D, we have some scientific things, maybe a microscope in the back. Some science. Yes. Picture 1 is a nuclear bomb. It's definitely abstract art. For E, what's the subject in E? F is not photography. Geography, yes. You guys are going too fast. What is E? You skipped E. Yes, thank you, William. E is music. And F, very good, is geography. Excellent. So we have all the subjects. Some subjects are not in the picture, like PE. Remember, Michele, PE is physical education, sports. Other subjects that are not there, we don't have literature. Literature, literatura, literature, so it could be Italian, it could be English literature. We don't have languages like English or Chinese, or so we only have 6. Yeah, grammar is another subject, but usually grammar is studied with English or with the language. Technology, we have another subject which is called IT. What is IT? IT, what does it mean? What subject is IT? Any idea? Guys, it's French. How do you spell French? Yes, very good. IT is internet technology, basically is computers. Yeah. So I don't know if technology, yeah, very good, Giacomo. Informatica is IT. But in Italy, IT is not a really popular subject, often because there are not many computers in the schools. But we see now, when we have to study at home, that it's a problem that there is little technology in Italy. So do you study other languages like Spanish or, yeah, thank you, Elena, not internet technology, information technology, not internet technology. Wrong, sorry. Yeah, I think in China, maybe the schools have more computers. In America and in England, there's definitely more technology in the schools. In some schools, students come with a computer to school to study. Definitely at university in America, most students come to school with the computer and they write the lesson on the computer directly. So yes, you can study Spanish, German, any other language. We have Simone has become Spanish now and saying hello in Spanish. Okay. So let's just do subjects. Okay, what was your favorite subject, or what is your favorite subject, and what was your least favorite subject? Elena, for example, said that she didn't like history. Was there a subject that you didn't like at school? Well, I already told you I didn't like math because I was bad at math. Are there other subjects that you didn't like? Louisa is like me. She doesn't like math. Ooh, Denise, who is it? You don't have math, Denise? William, art and math. So there are many subjects you don't like. What is TE? TE? What subject is that? PE. Yes, PE. I didn't like PE. I see many students that don't like math. I'm surprised. Well, not everyone can like math. Let's see. Okay. Did you have a favorite teacher? When you were at school, did you have a favorite teacher? Maybe when you were little, I don't know, in elementary school, I had many teachers that I loved. When I went to middle school and high school, only a few teachers. I didn't like many teachers. Privacy? That's not a subject. So, I am lazy. I'm lazy and not scientific. That's just the way I am. I'm sorry. So, what are you writing, guys? You're confusing me. I'm the favorite teacher? No. That is just too nice. Thank you. So Giacomo, you like your math teacher, but you don't like maths. That's interesting. Because for me, in my experience, when I loved the teacher, usually I loved the subject. If the teacher is really good, then it's easier to love the subject. If the teacher is bad, then there is no hope. I'm your favorite teacher, William. Oh no, you cannot say this to me. I will become red. I will blush. Okay, so let's continue. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, all these questions are in the past with the verb be. So we have to think of last year, or when we were young, or when we were in kindergarten, or in elementary school. Okay, you have to remember when you were younger. You cannot speak about now. What does it mean, the question, what were your friends like? If you look at question number 2, yeah, elementary teachers are usually nice. Usually. If we look at question number 2, what were your friends like? Be careful with this question. This question, it doesn't mean, do you like your friends? No. This question means, describe your friends when you were little. Yeah? Yes, thank you, Oscar. Good translation. I want you to describe your friends or your friends in the past, not to say if you liked your friends or not. Yeah? This is for a description. So no, not a physical description, but more their personality. So for example, when I was in elementary school, my best friend was a girl called Andrea. She was a girl, not a boy. She was German, and she was very intelligent. She was one of the best students in the class. I wasn't such a good student. So she was also my neighbor. Neighbor is the person that lives next to your house or next to your apartment. So she was my neighbor and my friend. And at school, we sat next to each other. We had one desk for 2 students, and we sat together. For example, were your friends good or bad at school? Were your friends cheeky? Do you know the word cheeky? Cheeky is, I'm trying to find this out. Cheeky is birbone. Were your friends cheeky or were they good students? Yes, thank you, Giacomo. The neighbor is the vicino. Leo's friends were very good students. Oscar's friends were sometimes good. Giacomo's friends were stupid. Really? Are they stupid now or were they stupid in the past? Are they the same friends when you were little and now? For example, in Italy, many students have the same friends in elementary school. But when they go to middle school, they change friends. So I don't know if your friends from elementary school are the same friends as middle school or high school. Okay. How many students were in your class? When you were in elementary school, how many students were there in your class, in your classroom? Were they many students, a few students? William is my translator. Thank you, William. You help your friends, William. Thank you. So how many students were in your class when you were at school? No answer? In elementary school, when you were young, before, not now. So Michele, you were 23 students. That's not bad. 23? I like Oscar's answer, an infinity. I don't know why. I imagine that in China, there are many students in the class. Maybe it's not true. 24 only? Okay, that's not too bad. 25. It's not little, but it's possible. Ooh, when you were little, what were you like as a student? Were you good students when you were little, or were you bad students? I'm curious. Who was a good student? Giacomo, you were 21 in elementary school. That's a good number. I think more than 20 students is a lot for elementary school. But I see in Italy, often there are many students in the class, like 25, 26, 27 in one small room. Oscar, what are you saying? That you looked like a pig when you were little? What are these comments? Matteo was a terrible student. No, really? When you were a child. And now you're an amazing student. You're very good, no? I think I was always a lazy student. I did the minimum to survive. I was not a very, very good student. Oh God, you guys, your comments. This chat is degenerating. What is going on? Yes, I can insult myself if I want. Okay. So, how was your school, your elementary school? Was it old? Was it new? Was it big? Was it small? For example, my school was in the village where I lived. So I went to school on foot. And there were not many classes. There was one, what you in Italian you call sezione. There was one sezione, and that's it. So not many students, 5 classes only. Michele's school was old. Oscar's school was hell. Really? It was so bad? Oh, Elena's school was big and quite new. Giuliano's school was big because you were little? So it looked big, but actually it's not big. Your birthday is tomorrow, Leo. Happy birthday in advance. You shouldn't do a happy birthday in advance. Maybe I can tell you tomorrow. Okay, let's continue. The simple past. Okay, all these verbs are regular verbs. We have the verb play, the verb study, the verb attend, fail, change, and pass. When we have regular verbs, it's very easy. We do the infinitive And then we put ed. Yeah? We put the infinitive of the verb plus ed. So it's a bit difficult to explain on the lesson like this, but pronunciation is very important. When we have regular verbs, we have 3 possible pronunciations. We can have the pronunciation id, we can have the pronunciation t, and we can have the pronunciation d. So since you cannot pronounce the verbs yourself, you can only write, please listen to my pronunciation. How do I pronounce the verbs? So number 1, I played on the basketball team. Let's correct. Number 2, I studied. How do you spell studied? With the Y or not? What is the correct spelling of I studied? Ooh, thank you. Good spelling. Yes. We eliminate the Y and we put an I. Thank you, guys. Good job. So I studied history and art. I never attended school on Saturday. To attend is to go to school. Yeah? Number 4, I see that some people wrote the answer. I failed a math exam in high school. To fail is not to pass. For example, in Italy, if you get a 4, and I think maybe even a 5, you fail. You do not pass the test. Next one, I changed school when I was 10 years old. Changed. I always, how do we pronounce? I always passed my history exams. So played, studied, attended, id, failed, changed, passed with a T. I am exaggerating the pronunciation. Yeah? I am exaggerating a lot. English people don't say changed, but it's to make you understand that there is a D sound at the end. Failed. Be careful, attended is with a D, so we have to change the pronunciation a little bit, and it becomes attended, id. Very important, don't use the Italian pronunciation. Don't say, I played, I studied, or I changed. This is really bad. Ed doesn't exist in English. Thank you. Next. Okay, this is an example of a student talking about school. Yeah? Tell us about your favorite school experience. My favorite school was high school. I attended a school in my neighborhood. There were 400 students. My favorite teacher was Mr. Patterson. He was my English teacher. He was very patient. I didn't like math or geography. I liked art class. My favorite subject were art and history. I played the piano. I didn't play sports. I never failed exams. I was a good student. So this is an example of a presentation. Of course, it's a bit difficult for you now to write a presentation or to speak. So if you want, you could write a mini presentation and send it to the school by email. But I imagine that you don't want to do homework. Anyway, if you want, it's an option. If you don't want, I want to continue to speak about the pronunciation of the past simple. I'm going to change the screen and I'm going to show you a list of verbs. You have to tell me which pronunciation these verbs have. The options are, we have 3 families. The sound can be T, the sound can be D. I'm talking about pronunciation, not spelling. Or it could be id. Okay, these are your 3 options, id, D, or T. Okay, if I give you this verb, the verb wash. Oh my God. The verb wash, what is the pronunciation of the verb wash? Yesterday, I my clothes. Or yesterday, I my hands. Many times. Is it washed? Is it washed? Is it washed? What is the correct pronunciation, guys? What do you think? T, D, or id? Let's see, who is the fastest to answer this question correctly? Michele is thinking. He's not sure. 2 people said with a D. Washed. Washed. William agrees with a D. I am sorry to say, guys, that no, it's with a T. I washed my hands. Thank you, Cosimo. I washed my hands. Let's try a different example. Let's try the verb. Language, Oscar. You cannot write these things on the chat. It's rude. What do I have to do with you guys? You know that these comments will be on YouTube in the future. So, next verb. Let's see if we can keep this polite. The verb cry. What is the pronunciation of the verb cry? Thank you, Giacomo. Thank you, Elena. As we say in English, language. So Oscar says that cry is cry-id. Do you agree? Cry-id, is it correct? Cosimo says with a D, cried. Leo says cry-id. Matteo, your question about neighborhood is the area around your house. So where you live, the part where you live of the city is your neighborhood. So sorry, I didn't explain. In the paragraph, she says, I attended a school in my neighborhood, so near my house. So we said, thank you, Andrea. We said washed with a T. Cry is with a D. I cried. Yesterday I cried. Yeah? Let's try another verb. The verb is need. I need you. Yesterday I Yesterday, I need. Juliana says need. Michele, you want homework? I can give you homework. No problem. If you want to do homework, no! Only if you want. Guys, personal messages are for after the lesson. Please. We can talk about video games and meetings after the lesson in a private chat. I think you can have a private chat with a participant in the chat. I don't know how, but it's possible. You guys. Okay, let's continue. So, what's the pronunciation of need in the past? I will ignore the comments. Needed. That's the pronunciation of need. Yes, with ID actually. Yes, thank you, William. Because we have the sound D, yeah? So if we say need is impossible to pronounce, need is impossible to pronounce. So usually when there's a D or a T sound at the end of the verb, we change it and we make it into id. For example, the verb want, I wanted to come to your party, but I wasn't invited. Invited, yeah. Wanted is with an id sound. Let me show you some verbs and you can see some examples of the different pronunciations, okay? Sorry, 1 second, I have to remove the screen. I will change it to another screen. If I find it. Okay, I don't know if you can see the verbs. Okay, yes, we can see some of the verbs. We have the verb like, the verb play, and the verb want at the top. The verb like is pronounced how? Yes, last 3 minutes. That's it. Concentrate for 3 more minutes, guys. 2 more minutes. You can do it. What's the pronunciation of like? Yesterday, I... Yes, Matteo. It's a quartiere. It's correct. Elena says like with a D. Cosimo agrees, liked, but no, guys, liked with a T. I liked your story. I liked your song. Not D, but T. I liked. Thank you, Giuliano. Yes, I liked you yesterday. Now I don't like you anymore. For example. If you see the column on the left, liked, watched, looked, and danced, they're all with a T. Yeah, T. The ones in the middle, played, tried, showed, cried, are all with a D. And the last column, wanted, hated, needed, visited, are all with an id sound. Okay, I will stop here for today. Don't forget that Let me see. Tomorrow you have another lesson, a focus, at 4 if you want to come. Or you have another one on Thursday, giovedì, Thursday at 11. And you have another option on Friday, venerdì on Friday at 4. So if you're interested, don't forget to log on at those times to have another focus activity. Thank you very much for coming to do the lesson and have a very good evening. Bye-bye.